This commenter says, and yet they blame everything on being fat. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, there's so many risks with bariatric surgery, and that's the big push. They really, really push bariatric surgery, even though a lot of patients end up either with lifelong illnesses, or they die, or they need repeat surgeries. Apparently, it's pretty common to have a bariatric surgery again because the results don't last. And a lot of people still gain weight back. The whole thing is a mess, but they blame everything on being fat so that they can continue to bill these expensive surgeries and these expensive interventions and the multi-million-dollar diet industry.
I just had to point out the fact this guy is holding a vape while talking about the risks of one of the safest surgeries. I just found it so funny. The reason a lot of gastric bypass surgeries fail or get repeated is not because of the surgery itself. It's because people think that just because they did the surgery, they can now do whatever they want. You still have to battle the mental aspect of it, and just getting the surgery won't make you magically lose weight. It might even be dangerous if you have no will to follow up with lifestyle changes. It's not that the whole thing is a mess. It's that people refuse to accept anything that isn't a magical cure, and I'm sure you and other TikTokers like you promote that agenda even more, which will cost people their lives.
Still don't understand why going to the gym makes me fat phobic. I literally worked hard for my body. Why are you trying to shame me for it? Going to the gym does not make you fat phobic. Going to the gym so that you can look a certain way and have a certain body image does make you fat phobic because there's absolutely nothing healthy about a certain body size. No, that's just how you measure success at the gym. No, success surrounding physical fitness can be measured and should be measured by your ability to lift more, to do more reps, to run faster, to make the activities easier. When you're just focused on size, yeah, that would make me fat phobic. So now I'm a bad person and I just shouldn't work out. Fat phobia is not a derogatory term. So why bring up the point that I might be fat phobic? Because fat phobia is a social justice issue and some people want to leave this world a better place for their children. Yes, social justice issue. Didn't you call me a racist too?
Going to the gym to make yourself look a certain way is not fat phobic. Wanting to change your body and make yourself look better and feel healthier is self-love and determination. There's absolutely something healthy about a certain body size. Being obese is factually unhealthy. There are so many studies that prove that. At this point, denying it is just denying science. And how do you think people get to a place where they can lift more or run faster? You build your muscles and endurance, which will, when working under the right diet, change the way you look, which is a way to measure progress at the gym. Fat phobia is not a social justice issue, and saying some people just want to live a better world for their kids is super hypocritical. What you and people like you are doing is contributing to the glorifying of obesity and the obesity epidemic, and making people who need change think they don't, which will not leave a better world for their kids. And the fact she said we're racist is just beyond me.
This person asks, can we even talk about how going to the gym is actually classist? Like, if you're disabled and you don't have any money, how do we go to the gym or the pool? Yes, 100%. Let's talk about this. Gyms are expensive. And even I think the cheapest gym that I've ever found was like Planet Fitness. And even it was pricey. And for a lot of disabled people, especially disabled people who are on a fixed income, they can't afford any extras. So, like, they can barely get their, like, bodily needs met, let alone get extra money to go to the gym. And then you factor in also transportation to and from the gym. If they don't have their own transportation, then they need to have accessible transportation to get to and from the gym. And also, if you use public transportation, you have to make sure in a lot of cases that there are full, clear sidewalks. Like, if you're a non-ambulatory wheelchair user and you want to go to the gym and you do not have a car and you want to use public transportation, you have to make sure that the route from your home to whatever bus stop you use, whatever transportation stop you use, and then any transfer in between, and then from the last drop off to the gym, all have to have clear, accessible sidewalks. And if you're able-bodied, you probably don't know how truly inaccessible the world is. The world is genuinely very, very poorly designed for disabled people. And so it's really a class privilege to be able to go to the gym, to either be able to drive yourself, to be able to afford the fees to begin with, to be able to safely get to and from, and then to be able to safely use the equipment as well. Not a lot of gyms are very friendly to people who have never used the gym. Gym bros in particular make gyms unsafe spaces because they make people feel criticized and judged and like they're doing things wrong. And so there's just so many different factors that go into this. It's not just simply, hey, go to the gym and work out. Like, there are a lot of factors between being a person who wants to go to the gym and get into shape and being able to actually follow through with that plan.
How are gyms classist? Gyms are expensive, yes, but if you have enough money to stay obese, I am sure you can tilt your budget a little bit and make it work. Going to the gym isn't a right, it's a commodity. And you don't have the right for a gym. Most gyms are accessible for disabled people. And while public transportation isn't perfect, it is a valid option. And even if you try to argue that makes gyms classist, it's not. And by trying to find every little detail that in most cases isn't even true, doesn't make the gym classist. You're talking about two different things. The gyms don't owe you a way to get to the gym. That's on you. It has nothing to do with the gym. And how do gym bros make the gym feel unsafe? That's just your own personal problem. Trust me, we truly don't care. No one does. The vast majority of people at the gym are just trying to make themselves feel better and stronger and healthier. No one cares what you look like at the gym. And I can tell you from my own experience that when I see someone starting, I actually think it's amazing and admirable. It's not easy to go to the gym, especially in the beginning, but it's worth it.
Okay, I'm going to assume this is a genuine question because a lot of people don't actually know this, and this person's actually asking, not making a passive-aggressive comment, so let's go. The number changes depending on what studies you're reading, but anywhere from 70 to 85% of your body weight, your body shape, is actually determined by genetics, so your parents, your grandparents, family history. My mother, my grandparents on my mother's side, and my grandparents on my father's side are all very fat, and they all suffer from eating disorders in their life. And throughout my life, I have struggled with eating disorders and food insecurity, like I was saying in this video. The thing is, when you binge and restrict, or you go long periods without eating food, your body actually is trained to hold on to as many calories as it can. So because my body thinks, oh shit, we're going to go another week without food if I don't eat right now, it doesn't necessarily sort calories and proteins and such into the right areas. It just hoards it all in fat stores. There's also the fact that low quality food, like what you can afford when you're in poverty, is not as good for you.
They claim that 70 to 80% of your body weight is genetic, which is just false. While your body height and your body shape is mostly genetic, your weight is up to you. Gaining and losing weight is simple. You either eat more than your body needs when you gain weight, or you eat less than your body needs and you lose weight. And while I'm sad to hear her entire family is obese, it doesn't prove her point. What it does prove is how unhealthy her family's relationships with food is. Well, yes, when you go on a diet, your body will take some time to adjust. But in the long run, your body will understand what's happening and will start working as usual again. You'll lose weight because your body will use the fat storages you have on you while you're in a calorie deficit. Well, yes, low quality food is bad for you. What does it have to do with your statement? If you're saying low quality food is bad for you, I can only imagine you suggest that made you fat, which indirectly means you think being fat is unhealthy because it's caused by unhealthy food.